Country music singer-songwriter Dan Kouba proves his dedication to the well-being of our country with the release of his latest patriotic single, We the People. Drawing from ideas written out in the U.S. Constitution, the song showcases Kouba's love for our nation, and the inspiring song recognizes those who fought for our country and urges everyone across the country to come together in unity. We the People was premiered by Center Stage Magazine and is available to download and stream on all digital platforms right now. But Dan Kouba's gifted vocals and songwriting skills go beyond this new single. Dan Kouba's talent shines in each tune he creates, giving listeners songs that are both relatable and meaningful. Full of life and feeding off the world around him, the release of We the People proves there is no slowing down for the accomplished musician. Fans will not want to miss everything Dan Kouba has planned in the next few months. So ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome singer-songwriter Dan Kouba to the show. Welcome, Dan.
Thank you. Thank you. Great to be here.
It is great to have you on the show. Well, tell me something. How did you get started into country music?
I was laying on my deathbed in 2015 after having my second open heart surgery in 7 years. And Doc gave me a book and he said, Dan, I can't keep fixing you. And in the book, it said that music was a stress relief. I had 82 employees and owned 8 companies at the time, and I didn't realize that stress was killing me. So I called up a buddy of mine and I said, can you teach me how to play guitar? And he says, how old are you? And I said, I'm 64. And he said, well, you'll be the oldest student I ever had. So at age 64, I started learning how to play the guitar. And let me tell you, Doc, that when I learned how to play the guitar, my goal in life was to learn the song Wayfaring Stranger by Johnny Cash and sing it to my 5 grandkids for Thanksgiving because I did not think I'd make Christmas.
Wow. And obviously you made it to Christmas, and were they
I'm
impressed with your
71.
song?
I'm 71 years old now. I really don't have a hell of a lot of stress, except when it comes to the technology of zooming and stuff like that. It drives me crazy. But
Oh, I
but
know I know what you mean about that. Well, who are some of your
I,
greatest musical influences?
I love Toby Keith, um, Bob Dylan. Um, Although I don't sing like Bob Dylan, unfortunately. But um, when you start looking at how I write music, it's either something that I'm proud of or something that I want to have changed. And let me give you an example. I I was sitting in a car wash with my wife a year ago, and the guy in front of us license plate said CARPE dash DIM. And I said to my wife, I said, what the hell does that mean? And she says, I don't know. So we go and we ask my son, because he's younger, of course. And he said, it's carpe diem. They spelled it wrong, but carpe diem. I said, what's that? And he says, seizing the day. That night, I went home, Doc, and I wrote the song Carpe Diem. And it's never been released. It's going to be. And I will bet money that if We the People hit number one, Carpe Diem will definitely hit number one.
No,
And by the
that's
way, We the People just hit number one in Airplay Express this week.
well, and that was perfect time for the 4th of July holiday.
Oh, I think it had something to do with it.
Nothing like perfect timing, right, Dan?
Well, the country is in such turmoil. When I wrote the song, uh, and I wrote it in a way that I didn't want anybody to feel right or left. Uh, I just think there's frustration, and when I put it to music, it gets rid of my frustration.
Yeah, and I think your doctor was right. Music is an absolute stress reliever, and I think it is for all of us.
It's whether you realize it or not. Uh, you know, I was listening to Pearl Jam this week, and I know I'm a little old for that, but um, I was listening to the lyrics, and I can see why Pearl Jam is who Pearl Jam is, because their lyrics are really, really well done. And when you look at my music, like take for example, Name Tag, which is the first one that I ever got on the charts. It's a true story about my 50th class reunion where two guys come together, and the last time that they saw each other, one says to the other one, I thought you were dead. And the last time they saw each other, one carried the other one out of the rice paddies of Vietnam with 4 holes in his back. And Doc, PTSD is a real thing. And so I asked permission to write a song about what I had just witnessed. And they both said, absolutely. So I went ahead and I wrote the song. Bobby G. Rice from Nashville got wind of it and asked me to come down and do it in Nashville, and it hit the charts, and I think it made number 5. But because of it, I got a phone call from the directors of a movie called Apache Blues, and Apache Blues is a documentary that'll be out this year, and they wanted to know if they could use that song as the credits to the movie. Well, I'm not stupid, so I said sure. And I said, what other music are you going to use? And they said, what do you mean? And I said, are you going to pay Martha and the Vandells and Creedence Clearwater Revival for their stuff? Because it's going to cost you some bucks. What do you got in mind? I said, let me write you some stuff. So I wrote them 9 more songs. And that inspired me to do the CD Apache Blues. So the Apache Blues CD has now got 10 songs on it, but and it hasn't been out yet for uh, the public yet. I wanted to wait until this movie comes out, but all this has happened because of that class reunion. And if you don't think I'm on a mission, there's something wrong here.
Well, it sounds like you're on a mission. And what do our nation's veterans mean to you?
Excuse me?
What do our nation's veterans mean to you?
I'm not one. I want that very clear. I passed my physical on the 20th day of December of 1970, and that afternoon, the next afternoon, I had my fingers blown off with a 12 gauge shotgun while hunting, and I did not have to go, which also kept me out of Vietnam. So my brother is a Vietnam vet, my dad's a World War II vet, my brother in law is a Vietnam vet, and my best friend is a Vietnam vet. Uh, these guys went through uh, some major. You remember when Desert Storm was over, and the guys came home to ticker tape parades. In World War II, they came home to ticker tape parades. Well, these Vietnam vets came home to getting spit on,
Yeah.
and they came home to getting egged. For what? For following their orders and saving our country? No, that's not right.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And I think, our nation is so divided, but there's a lot of people like you and me who support our veterans, and we praise the Lord that they did what they did, and for those that are still in service, we're thankful that they're doing what they're doing for us, and for those that are not appreciative for that fact, well, they can leave. Plain and
You,
simple. If you don't
that's
like
right.
America, don't let the boat door hit you in the butt when you leave.
Yeah.
You know,
Um,
and
the
you,
guy that I wrote the song Name Tag about lives here in Hillsboro, and he has two Purple Hearts, two Bronze Stars, and a Silver Star, and his own sister did not know it. That's how humble these guys are.
mm,
Pretty
wow.
amazing. And of course, the biggest thing that I'm the most proud of is, so he marries a gal in my class, and even though I went to school with her from kindergarten on, I really never knew her. I mean, I never knew her like I know her now. And and she's extremely loyal. I mean, she could have kicked this guy's butt out when he first came home from Vietnam because he wasn't right. But she stuck with him, and she showed me some major perseverance that there needs to be more of in this country. And anyway, this guy is so humble that when I write a song about him, uh, he wants me to let everybody know that uh, he is one of many. He is taking the position of all the veterans. It's not just about him. And I really appreciate that. But his wife made a statement to me that my music has done more for him in a year than any shrink did in 45.
Wow. Dan, that just shows you how powerful music is. It shows you how great your songwriting is.
That's how I look at it.
Well,
That's
what
how
did
I
you what did you do before embarking on a musical career?
I was a well driller for 50. I'm in my 55th year. I work for my kid yet. I'm a salesman for the well drilling business, and I'm pretty good at it, really. But he has allowed me to go to Nashville and go play out wherever I got to go. If I played Albuquerque last year, Kansas City, Des Moines. I played a bunch of other places. This year I'm going to Tempe, Arizona for the Apache Blues reunion. I'm coming back down to Nashville in September. I got some more stuff to record, and it. My kid has allowed me to do all this stuff, and so uh, uh, I love him for it.
Well, I guess he's making it easy for you or easier between juggling your businesses and your music career. So it's good to have a son like that.
I own no businesses now, none. I I dumped everything in 15.
So you were unloading a whole lot of stress then.
Yes, sir. I did.
Well, tell me about the new single, We the People.
We the People came about because I was watching a television program, believe it or not, on Newsmax, and and I saw the fighting that was going on in Racine, Wisconsin. No, Kenosha, Wisconsin. And that Rittenhouse kid, um, he did a shooting, and of course the media was all over it. This country doesn't deserve to have fighting internally. And I've got a line in the song, you're waking up a sleeping giant. The time is near at hand. We'll not give up our freedom and will not give up our land. And I don't think that the people realize there was a general in World War II by the name of Yamamoto, who was the Japanese guy. And when Pearl Harbor got bombed, you remember what he said?
Mm-mm.
You're waking up a sleeping giant. And when we came out of our hibernation, we came out with a vengeance. And I'm here to tell you the people of the United States of America are not going to stand for the way these politicians are ruining this country.
Oh, I completely agree. I mean, that's why your song "We the People" is so important in today's time. I mean, people need to realize that document was written for a reason, and a lot of these politicians are lawyers who are basically twisting the words of our forefathers and thinking that they can change it, that if they would just sit down and grab 2 cents of common sense, they'd realize that that should be left untouched.
Absolutely. You put it just exactly. Um, and I don't care whether you're right or left. I just want you to work together,
Amen.
you know, and quit looking out for your own personal gain. Because personal gain, uh, I think, is the backbone to the problem,
It is.
maybe.
It is. And
Yeah.
there's, you're right. There's so many people that are focusing on self instead of
Yeah.
focusing on others or the good of others. I mean, our politicians don't care about the American people. And I don't care what party they're in. They only care about themselves and bringing off agendas that are about as fake as a $3 bill.
That's why I say politicians do your job, work together, or we'll take our country back.
Yeah, and I think we're about to do that. But I want to ask you this, Dan Kobo. What is next for you?
Um, well, number one, I love writing music. So in other words, I'm not writing, let's face it, you never heard of me before today. And so I would love to write the great song for Toby Keith, or I would like to write the next song for I don't know if I could do it for uh, Kid Rock, but we'll see. Well, I love the idea of writing music for other people. I've written two songs that went number one. That Bobby G. Rice did one that was called "Hold Me." He did it with Neetha Denise, and then the other one that I did was a song called "Ginger." And Ginger was done by Nikki Nelson. She used to be with Highway 101. But Ginger is a story about sex trafficking that I actually witnessed. I'm a recovering alcoholic of 37 years. And after I was out of uh, treatment, uh, I was so impressed with how St. Francis Hospital took care of me that I decided to run a halfway house in Elroy, Wisconsin for the uh, drug and alcohol program. And I would run their AA meetings on Sunday night. Well, one night, this beautiful 18-year-old girl walks in and she said, "My name is Ginger. I'm a recovering addict. Oh, I'm 18 years old. I'm a recovering addict. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I'm pregnant. I don't know who the father is. And oh, yes, I have AIDS." And 6 months later, she was dead.
Mm.
And she completely told her story that night to about 40 of us in the room. And her mother's boyfriend starting raping her at age 14. And she went to her mother to tell her mother, and her mother gave her $50 and told her to hit the road, she was trouble. And she hops on a bus in Mauston, Wisconsin, and of course she goes to Chicago, and you know the rest of the story. She never attended high school. So 25 years later, I write the song Ginger. And I knew a man couldn't sing the song. It had to be done by a woman. So I was talking to Bobby G, and Bobby G knew of a guy named J.K. Coltrane. And J.K. Coltrane got us with Nicky Nelson. And that song hit number one in two different charts, indie and I can't remember the other one. Maybe it was Airplay. I can't remember. But uh, that is a dark song. But if that song saves one ginger, it's worth it.
Absolutely worth it. Absolutely worth it. So where can all of my viewers and listeners find more about your music?
You go to Dan Kouba Singer Songwriter, and I guess you can find out about anything you want to about me, except what I had for breakfast.
Well,
I
Dan, you keep writing those songs, because I tell you what, you're blessing a nation, you're blessing people, and again, music is a stress reliever, but it's music that makes the world go around.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you gave me the time.
Well, absolutely, Dan, and ladies and gentlemen, Dan Kouba, you got to check out his brand new single, We the People. Check out the rest of his music, and hey, and stick around because I'll be right back after this.
No energy? Always fatigued? Has your got up and go got up and went? Primrose Leaf's Promax 365 helps to produce natural energy, increase endurance and stamina, improve performance during exercise, reduce pain from fibromyalgia, and is excellent for cardiovascular support. A doctor-designed, deliciously berry-flavored formula that's great for ages 18 to 99. Order Promax 365 and get the natural energy you've always wanted. Call 844-376-0007. Refuel daily with Promax 365 and get your life back.